Okay, so today I have Lyndsay, and Lyndsay has got a great testimony for you, and I think she's going to be a real encouragement to many, many people. So Lyndsay, can you tell us a little bit about your childhood? What was your childhood like?
I really had my mum and dad that brought me up, and just like being a little child, just like doing my own thing, like I normally do anyway. But sometimes I just don't do much that I want to do, and now I've got this condition. I can't do what I want that I could do, but now I can't do anymore.
So what is a condition called that you've been diagnosed with?
I can't say it.
It's let me see. The condition you've been diagnosed with is muscular dystrophy. I can't say it.
This bit so hard.
Sorry, it's muscular dystrophy.
Yeah, I know what you mean by that.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Right. And you were diagnosed at what age? Were you diagnosed?
From birth.
From birth, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Lyndsay, in 2012, something quite miraculous happened to you. What happened?
I collapsed in the big church just down that way.
Okay.
I died in level 1, and then I ended up, I went to the first hospital, Northampton Hospital. Northampton Hospital I went to, and they couldn't find anything wrong with me at all.
So basically, you died in front of the whole congregation at church, and were brought back to life.
Yeah.
Wow. And I've got a witness to this, because obviously that sounds like a bit of a tall story to most people, but your sister actually witnessed this, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see if your sister would like to say something. So this is Lyndsay's sister, Becca, but she's going to explain from her perspective what happened.
I was in the church praising God. It was actually somebody came up to me and said, "Lyndsay, that's the first I knew
Right.
of her on the floor," and she doesn't remember anything of saying, telling her to breathe. The next thing she remembers is going around crying and being taken to hospital, where she stayed 4 days. She was out there 4 days of going in.
So Lyndsay, I was asking you earlier, why do you love Jesus so much? What has he done for you?
He helped me with my stomach and that,
Get lots of sickness, weren't you?
a lot
Put dairy out, didn't you? Diet, and
yeah.
it made it a bit better, but you still get them through, so I'll keep fighting.
Yeah.
And Becca, you were saying something very interesting earlier. You were saying that, like, in your family, there's this degenerative disease when it comes to the muscles.
Yeah.
So it has gone through the generations, right?
Yeah.
But you were saying that Lyndsay, although she has been diagnosed with this issue, the doctor said that she would be in a much worse condition.
Well, they didn't say she'd be in a much worse condition, but it's like my cousin and that have all deteriorated quicker than what me and Lyndsay have.
Yeah.
And we thought it affected boys worse than girls because that's how it's happened in our family. It affected the boys worse than it affected me and Lyndsay. So there's so many different forms of it, but also me and Lyndsay have all, and my cousin have all got learning disabilities. My mum and my auntie had it, but they didn't have the learning disability side of it. They didn't have learning disabilities. The learning disability thing doesn't, cause but because mum and auntie didn't have it, but all those children have got learning disabilities.
Right. Okay. And so, would you say that because you are very active in the church, you go to church, you pray a lot, that has had a big, it's helped you?
Yeah, because by the time Mum was the age I am now, she had no mobility left.
Wow.
Whatsoever. My auntie was exactly the same. She didn't keep active. The actual aim of this condition is to keep you active, and the longer you keep active, the better you are.
Amen. Amen. So, Lyndsay, would you say that Jesus has been keeping you active?
Yeah.
Yeah? When I see you, when I come here to Hollybush every year and I see you, I'm so happy to see you. You always look out for me. You always look after me. You always reserve a seat for me. You always give me the best hugs. I love your hugs. Like, you know, it's almost like Jesus is hugging me when you hug me. I love it, right? So, I mean, there's things that I see in you which most people might not see necessarily. But when we're standing together, worshiping together, I know that your connection with Jesus is so strong. I just love the way you worship. So I know that Jesus got your back completely, you know, completely got your back. Yeah. And I think that this interview is going to be amazing for people who are in your situation, who've got the same kind of how do I pronounce it, Becca? Dystrophy. Yeah. And because there is hope. So for other people who have this condition, this muscular condition, what would you say to them?
Keep as active as you can. Keep doing things that you want to do, because there is going to come a time when you think you can do it and you can't anymore. We found this out through family generation, through generations of family. So do what you can, because obviously it does get harder. As you get older, it gets harder. But if you have Jesus in your heart and in your life, you will learn to live with it as we have learned to live with it. And that's really all I can say.
I came when I was 3 years old when I came to Hollybush. I was 3.
So you've been coming here every year since you were 3? Wow.
Yeah, I've been here since I was 6.
6, yeah. So it's a major part of your lives, basically.
Yeah.
A major part of your lives. And I think here, they nickname it Miracle Valley here.
Yeah.
And I think that's one miracle. Lyndsay coming back from death and you guys still being active, although like you know, this condition is meant to stop you from being active. So, you know, all we can do is praise Jesus and just thank him for giving you this life, you know. I'm so happy because you give a lot of encouragement, like just you doing what you do. You come here every time I come to Hollybush, like Lyndsay will sit through, I mean, you're still young, do you know what I mean, Lyndsay? Do you know what I mean? And you'll sit through a service and not even complain. If I were your age, I might be like running out, doing something, getting bored, whatever, but you are so faithful. You both just sit through the service and you soak it all in and you worship, and you are just a credit to this place.
When I was a teenager, I didn't really like the teenage meetings here, so I used to sit out at the meetings, and Dad would go to the meetings, sit back and get the meetings, but I wouldn't go to the meetings. I just wasn't interested, because it went over my head. I was in an adult meeting, I didn't know what was going on, it went over my head, so I just didn't bother anymore. But then, as I got older, I realised that no, so in the end,
So it's a process, isn't it?
Yeah.
The journey to meeting Jesus and knowing him, it's a bit of a process. Yeah. So sometimes I think when we're in our teenage years, we've got other things to do. We can be a bit distracted. But once we start to really be quiet and be still, like Lyndsay's always very still in the meetings, she soaks it all up. Yeah. And that's when our healing, you know, it can come. You know, there's so many good speakers at this place and so many beautiful people here too. So, thank you, ladies. Thank you for your time and thank you for being so faithful and just letting other people know that there's always hope. Amen.